Hello ladies and gentlemen, I want to do this video because I don't think that I touched on a lot what I was diagnosed with. Can't really remember what I told you guys in the first video, to be quite honest. I was first wrongly diagnosed with bipolar, but as I go on, like if you don't know, then you will see how easy it is to mix the both up. I'm totally like all 9 of them, guys, right? I'm totally borderline personality description, why I think that I literally am the 9, I've got the 9 traits. Before I start, sorry about the way I look. I don't feel well at all today. So yeah, we'll start with number 1. That's always a good place to start, right? Abandonment issues. Right, let's have a chat about this. I think this is totally me. How can I explain? Every relationship, I'd say every relationship, because I mean every relationship since I was a teenager, I've always sort of pushed, not just intimate relationships, but family members, anyone. I always seem to want to push people away a lot, because I always think like in the end they're going to leave me anyway. So that's sort of touching up on that one. That's definitely me. I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's just me. Like, intense relationships, I always dive into the deep end. I do not take baby steps when it comes to relationships, which I now am aware of. Let's do it. I love you. Let's get married. Let's have kids. Let's do it all right now. Number 3, identity disturbance disorder, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's me. Since I was a teenager, always changing the colour of my hair. Always different person from time to time, just thinking like today I feel this, and it's not just day by day, it could be hour by hour, it could be, I know like every girl like changes a million times before she's like, hey, I look okay now. I dress to how I feel, sort of thing. If I feel good, I'll dress up, even if I'm not going out. I'll sit there in my knee-high boots and my dress, Not going anywhere, like, or nobody's coming over, but that's just me. But if I feel like shit, I'll probably be wearing a tracksuit bottom, a tracksuit, and that's it. Impulsive. And how to explain that is, I once spent 400 quid on Christmas presents, and I left myself without food. I did not pay for my bills that month, everything. What other things? Like, yeah, I've been sitting here and impulsive thoughts just, right, I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to go out and get drunk. Do you know what I mean? And I've gone and done it. Yeah, so that's number 4. Number 5 is suicidal attempts and thoughts. Now, this has been an ongoing thing for myself since the age of 18, since I went to speak to a doctor / psychiatrist and everyone else. Speaking to so many is actually quite unbelievable. I started having these, well, not suicidal thoughts as such, more on self-harming and yeah, and then cutting, stuff like that. Not really suicidal thoughts then, but as the years went on, it sort of progressed into suicidal thoughts. So yeah, that seems like me. Number 6, mood shifts. Like, as I just said, that goes back to identity disturbance / disorder, whatever. Yeah, it's sort of the same thing to me anyway. Yeah, mood shifts, like all the time, like, okay, not sort of the same thing. I'm in such a good mood, oh my god, like today's just awesome. And then I'm like, what are you looking at? Why do you look at me like that for? No need for that, was it? And then boom, that's it. I'm straight in with it, and it's like, yeah. Where are we? Number 7, chronic emptiness, which you could also say depression, which is, yes, that's I have that a lot. For people without a mental illness, when they're having a bad day, they just sort of shrug it off, get on with it. Tomorrow's going to be a better day, right? But when you feel literally, the only way I can describe it, like you feel like, when people say, I feel like I'm in a hole. Well, you genuinely feel like you are that hole. You're just nothing at all. You're just like empty. You're just the shell. You're an empty shell. That's all I can describe it. In about 6 months, straight through, no ups and downs. This is why they diagnosed me bipolar. Because all these, like, you know, all these can happen within an hour. Do you understand what I mean? But then sometimes my depression lasts a long time, which can be very scary, because obviously depression goes alongside suicidal thoughts and everything, and you've got to keep telling yourself, look, this will end at some point, you know. But more often than not, it just stays with you way too long. And, you know, this is why I got sectioned, you know, a part of why I got sectioned anyway, because I was going utterly insane with it. Number 8, inappropriate anger. There you go, intense anger. I can just flare up. I'm literally like a match. My temper's terrible. I have had anger management as well, actually, for it. Anyway, yeah, so as I say, I could be sitting there in a really good mood, everything's going swell, and somebody gives me a funny look. And that's it. That's it. I'm like a match. I'm like, throwing things, the trees down, you know, it's just terrible. I might be having a little joke here and there, but, you know, as personal experience tells me, you've got to lighten up now and again about it, because if you sit here and like read all these and like keep thinking like, oh my God, that's me, have you ever done like an online quiz, right? And you think, well, shit, that's me, you know, and then you've diagnosed yourself already. Well, don't do that. Please do not do it. Just, you know, do your own research as well. Don't take my word for it, okay? I'm not a therapist at all. Number 9. I don't know if this is the right word. I'm not going to say that, just in case it's not. Okay, like symptoms of paranoia, delusions, psychotic episodes, I would say, psychotic symptoms, where you look like, I'm laughing again because I've been through it all. Just look like you're not in reality, and you feel like you're not in reality. How can I explain? There you are then. It's like that old saying, the lights are on, but nobody's home. That's where that saying should come from, you know, I think anyway. Is mostly caused by stress. I think, you know, if you've had a tough life, you've been through the mill a bit, you know, you've gone around the block, you know, a few times, and you know what harm, you know, things can do to people and stuff. And the mind is a very weird but wonderful place to be. Like, you know, visions, you know, oh God, the paranoia I think I suffer with the most, but mostly paranoid because I'm anxious, if that makes sense. My anxiety kicks in before absolutely anything. You know, but you've got to, you know, when you're going through all this, you've got to sort of recognize when it starts firing up and you start feeling one of these, you know, you think, why? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, guys, I can identify with, okay, I said 9, I've got 10. I said I was diagnosed, gosh, years ago, when I was 18. I'm 29 now, with bipolar disorder, but they obviously got it, you know, which is a totally and utterly easy mistake to make, you know. I'm saying, hey, I've been depressed for 6 months, try and help me, you know, and they were like, well, how was you feeling before that? And I was like, well, I was on top of the world, you know, but my bank statement said otherwise. Do you know what I mean? To diagnose somebody with bipolar when generally they've got BPD. And all these traits, guys, let me tell you something, like trying to form relationships and keeping them relationships ongoing when you have BPD. You know, for the people who have BPD, same as me, you know how hard it is yourself. This is why I've done this channel, for people to, you know, realise that, you know, mental illness is still not talked about enough, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Out there, it's generally not. And even if one of these videos just helps somebody just think, well, yeah, I feel like that. Just to know that it's totally and utterly okay to feel like this, you know. These bouts of depression, they will end. You know, I know that when you feel this intense anger and you lash out on the people that you love, you immediately, after you come down out of that rage, you immediately feel remorse, okay? I do. I've cried, excuse me, horrible to that person, which I love dearly, you know. But these things happen, guys. These are traits within you, you know. As I say, they're not symptoms, are they? They're traits, you know. They're built within you. It's part of you. And it's not taking a pill to get rid of it or rid of them, right? Because you can't take a pill to get rid of anything. It's getting therapy, guys. It's picking up the phone and, you know, saying, look, I need help. You know, just go and have a chat with somebody and, you know, explain to them, look, I've seen this. This is how I feel. It's been ongoing for yada, yada, yada. And I can't do anything about it anymore. I need your help. Guys, that's it. Just pick up that phone and do it, because living with all these traits and then some is not an easy task to do. Trust me. So anyway, that's the end of my my video, guys. Thanks for watching once again. I hope I've helped in any way that I possibly can in this video. And yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye then.